Ringo Pride. Alright. Game number 9. The final game in this clan war between Ecko, Esports and Seraphic Nexus. We have seen a very long journey to get to this final game, and we'll find out who is going to be the supreme victor as we jump over to Newkirk Precinct TE. Our player down at the bottom left hand side. He has been the hope of Team Ecko Esports since he came out a couple of games ago. He's been eating some tuna, he had some shampoo, he's also had a face wash. He is Probe.
I don't know if you wanted me to say
No,
it, or you just took so
I was
long
waiting
to
for
say
the
it.
sound, so to finish. Yeah.
Oh, can I have the sound as well for Pulse?
Yeah.
Okay. In the bottom right corner, spawning in the red as the Zerg from Seraphic Nexus in this 4-4 situation, it is... Pulse!
Alright.
Did it work?
Yeah, it was beautiful. Oh, wow. Okay. Alright, so Newkirk. Alright, we'll do each side of the story here. You do Pulse. Your Pulse, you've come out, it's the ace match. What are you going to do in this match, in this map, against a player who has been really showing quite a lot of Templar-based usage against, well, all races almost?
My name's Pulse, and I think I will build a blind spore crawler, and I will play a macro game as I go to scout with this drone. I think I will play fast 3 base with a blind spore crawler and just counter what the probe is doing.
Is Pulse also White Ra?
I don't know.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, as Probe, he's gone for the gateway expansion. I think, stick with what you know, do what you're really good at, and I think we will probably see the same sort of build coming out of Probe. I would suspect maybe the DT thing yet again. I mean, it can be easy.
I don't know, man. He can't do it again, surely.
Surely. The only reason that I would say this could be done is that it can be easy to sneak a probe through the top side of the map, sometimes through the middle as well. Diligent Zerg users will always send a couple of lings around to try and find that, but, sometimes you can get away with it. We'll see. But I would not be surprised to see him try it again, to be honest.
I would. It's got some massive balls to do that 3 times in a row. Like, Pulse has to be expecting... Well, has he even been watching the games? That's the thing, because he just got notified on Skype and apparently he was AFK, but surely someone said, this guy has gone DTs 2 or 3 times in a row. You've got to build a blind spore crawler. It's got to happen. Maybe. If I don't see a blind spore crawler, I'm walking out, man.
Well, one thing that we see again from Probe, what has this Probe at the front got? It's got some minerals.
He's doing that again, is he?
It's going to be flaunting some minerals in the face of his opponent.
He's that confident.
He's that confident. He said, you know what? I do not even need those minerals. What is all that about? A couple of lings now coming across. Standard to see all of these folks make it across. We can see that Probe's going to throw down his... is he going to... I was actually just thinking...
Oh, he's got a probe kill.
Probe kill. Good job.
So yeah, this is if Probe did want to go for DTs right now, he can't do it because he's got these lings in the main. As you can see, he's thrown down this gateway. It's really early. So if he does go for DTs, the Twilight is going to be really late.
Yeah.
As we saw in the match history before, his gateways are going down at like 520. This time they went down about 450.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is the timing that you want to be looking at if you want to see if they're getting some kind of tech before they're throwing down the gateways.
Yeah, not to mention he did get to jump inside and see that there was no second gas, so I mean that also helps as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it definitely is going to be something different coming out of Probe here.
Finding this probe. He ran straight past the probe at the top. He's going back for it. He needs to find this probe because it's most likely going to be 4-gate pressure. He's moving around. He does find the probe. That's massive. So now Probe can't really go for the 4-gate pressure if this pylon does get picked off. But he's letting the probe go. Oh, he's got 2 more lings there to deal with it. A lot of lings coming out for Pulse, actually. He really doesn't want to...
And
whoa,
roaches
as well.
And speed is just about done.
Okay. Well, those are pretty early, but I mean, it's going to keep him really safe so he can get up his economy. It's not the end of the world that he did build them. And there we go, blind spore! Yes! Even though he saw one gas, he's still doing it.
He saw one gas and like no Twilight Council. It's all good, guys. But yeah, we can see the probe. We sort of focused on probe for a little bit here, but yeah, that roach drone just came out a tiny bit earlier just to make sure that he was very safe. We've got lots of lings out, but we have seen that Pulse has gotten his droning back up and running. So there is no kind of crazy all-in coming out of the Zerg player from Seraphic Nexus. His lings that were across the map did not really get too much damage done. The Mothership Core is going to run around and keep them at bay for the moment. But for the time being, we're just sort of in a very macro-orientated situation as Probe gets his Stargate operational.
Yeah, the thing is, like, Pulse committed a lot to building those roaches and lings. It doesn't look like much, but it really does slow down your economy. You can get to 70-ish supply in drones by about 7-10. And right now he's at about 55 supply, and he's got a couple of roaches out on the field as well. So his economy has been really slowing down because he was scared of the DTs, he was scared of the 4-gate. Pulse is just, I mean, Probe has just been really scary for these Zerg players because of what he's been doing in previous games.
That's right. Just putting the fear in them, as it were. So the lair is now on the way for Pulse. We can see the Overlord did scout through, did find that there is a Stargate there. Phoenix has come out. Phoenix number 2 on the way. Also +1 to weapons is also being researched by Probe. So he's going to have a bit of tech behind him here. We'll see if he wants to go out and take that third, which is probably what I would assume is go... Actually, a couple of extra gates here. Going up to 6 gates in total. Does have a Twilight being built as well. Lots of tech coming out here for Probe. He's really, really gunning for that tech right now. His Phoenix still scouting around, trying to pick off some of these Overlords. There are some down the bottom. Might be able to catch those before they escape.
Yeah, if he gets those 3, then he's going to be in a really good situation. Also, Pulse has built a lot of roaches. I think he was scared of some kind of 4-gate warp in along with the Phoenix. But now he's set his economy so far behind. He's got 0 drones on his third base, and I think he's going to start producing Hydras right now as well. So maybe he's going to go all in on basically 2-base saturation with Roach Hydra.
Snuck their way inside, covered in butter they were. They got inside, take out a pylon. A couple of Zealots will come to deal with them. But he is scouting about it. Has now seen that there is a lot of tech out for the Protoss player. Now, this is going to be an interesting situation for Pulse. As you said, his economy is in absolute tatters compared to where it would normally
he's
be.
Going for an all-in.
Yeah, he's...
And depowering that rope bow is massive because now there's going to be no Immortals. All he's got is Phoenix. He's still producing Phoenix, and Phoenix are not good against roaches. This is a big roach push coming out. It looks like he's going to drone behind it, but this should do a lot of damage, especially if Probe isn't ready for it. All he's got right now is Zealots, Stalkers, and Sentries. There's not even a cannon here at the front. So if he doesn't get good force fields, then this is going to be really nasty.
Probe just doing some harassment right now, but as you can see, the Observer in the middle of the map has scouted that these roaches are on the way, and these guys are going to get a lot of damage done. I don't know, I would even think just cancel this Nexus straight away. This could be very hard to hold, but in fact, no, lots of Stalkers are now out. With some good force fields, he should be okay to hold the Nexus. And there's
Nexus Cannon.
There's the Nexus Cannon as well. So Probe is all good. No need to worry here, guys. Panicked a little bit prematurely. Well, I did at least. But we've got a Void Ray now coming out. +2 to weapons on the way for Probe. And, you know, once he gets this third up and running, he should be A-okay again. I mean... He hasn't exactly had his economy destroyed.
It's going in, Time Warp going down, Force Field's going off. He needs to do a lot of damage, maybe pick off the Sentries, but he's going to lose a lot of Roaches, I think. The Nexus Cannon still able to hit those Roaches, and all the Roaches are going down. He's got terrible economy. He's got no units. He's going for the Spire. Desperation Spire, always a great move. Go for those Mutilus, go for a base race, but those Roaches basically did nothing, and it was such a massive investment economy-wise.
Spire halfway done now. Going to go for the big switch over to the Mutas, but will he have enough economy to back it up? That is the big question, because, I mean, he was stuck down on around about 45 to 50 drones for the longest of times there. We can now see the Probe is going to scout through. He should be able to find the Spire. He's trying to escape from that Spore Crawler. Doesn't actually see it yet, though.
Yeah, the thing is as well that these Phoenix are still alive, so once the Mutas pop, if they're not in a big enough number, those Phoenix are going to be able to work on them as well. And I think he saw the Spire right now. He sees the Spire anyway, so he knows that Mutalists are probably coming. There's 8 Mutas on the way now, but it's not really a lot. He needs a lot more than that if he wants to deal with some Phoenix play. And the thing is, like, Probe can probably just start producing more Phoenix now. It's what he's trying to do, but he is supply blocked right now.
There we go, fixes himself up, throws down a couple of cannons inside the main as well. Wants to make sure he's got a little bit of protection here, just in case the Phoenix are out of town for the time being when those mutas come along. But those mutas now on the way, we can see that a few of them have already hatched. We've got a bunch out on the field right now. 7 are done, 2 more on the way, +1 to weapons for these mutas is coming through. Fleet Bacon is getting started for Probe, just wants to make sure that he has the necessary tech available in case his opponent is going to really commit.
He needs
to
to control these Phoenix really well. There are a lot compared to the Mutalist count though. So if you control, Mutalist going in, but great control by Probe. This is going to be a micro battle, and Probe should come out on top if he controls well. Pulse desperately trying to get up more Mutalists and trying to get that 4th base as well. Wants to start moving his roaches across the other side of the map so that he can counterattack when Probe decides to move up. That's what he needs to do this game. He needs to build up the Mutalist count. And I thought I froze there, but he needs to build up the Mutalist count. He needs to just leave his ground army basically where it's at now, and then go for counterattacks and base trade when he gets the opportunity to.
Lots more mutas now coming out. We can see the total is now rocketed straight up to a total of 15, 2 more on the way. 17 roaches down on the ground and a whole bunch of lings down there to support them as well. The drone count finally up to a more respectable amount of 72 here for Pulse. So his economy in a much better shape. His 4th base is now up and running as well. And he's preparing to dive inside main with those mutas.
Yeah, taking down this pylon, all 3 cannons depowered. Going for the Fleet Beacon now, but that's a lot of Phoenix flying in, takes down 1 Phoenix. He needs to be more careful with those Phoenix. He needs to keep them alive. He needs to grade micro on them, and that 1 cannon gets powered up again. But the Phoenix just pushing the Mutalist back. You can't really do much with them. And with the upgrade coming along as well, that's only like 30 seconds off. That's going to help a lot with the micro. And move out from Probe now. Pulse needs to realize this right now and start counterattacking, but I don't think he has realized that the move out's coming from Probe.
Lots of units in this as well. Lots of really powerful units are dealing with the mainly roach-based ground composition that's coming out of Pulse. So lots of Stalkers, lots of Immortals here. We can see they have +2 on their weapons as well. And Pulse has just recently invested some of his money into this 5th hatchery just in the center section of the map. Now the Phoenix should be able to scout this, and we may see the full move out coming out of Probe in a moment here. But he snipes out a couple of the mutas in the middle of the map as they head across to their rally point. Finds another one, does take it down. And these mutas are actually caught in a little bit of a rock and a hard spot there, because they are trying to dance about. The Stalkers trying to chase after them, blinking along. The mutas will retreat to the top side of the map, but the Phoenix will not let them go. And they come back across here trying to find those mutas, but they do a little bit of a dance. And it looks as if for the time being, Probe is going to be in a very powerful position right here. And I think we're going to see him push forwards.
Yeah, Probe's moving into the base of Pulse now, and Pulse really needs counterattack. I don't think he can take on this army head on, but he's going to go for it. Roach Ling coming in, Mutalist as well. Void Ray's in the mix. I don't think there's enough. Look at that ground army. It's tiny for Pulse. Force Field's going down. He's trying to do what he can with these Mutalists to try and do the DPS, but they're all getting taken down. This looks like it's going to be game for Probe. The Void Ray is still alive, doing so much DPS. More Mutalists flying in. There's only a couple of Stalkers left, but there's another warp in. Those Stalkers going to come in. They're going to clean up the Mutalists, and now Pulse gets pushed back into his main base.
Excellent work there from Probe to be able to just hold back that army. Of course, the power of those Immortals in the mixture there, along with the Stalkers to do the anti-air damage. The Phoenix finally come along, dancing about up in the sky with the prawns with wings, but they take out the 3rd base, and Probe is looking like he is going to be able to finish one off. Pulse is having a little bit of a tough time, he says, and GG. Probe takes the victory here in game at number 9, giving Ecko Esports the victory 5-4.
What a comeback by Probe. What a comeback. That was the revival that they needed.
The revival indeed. Excellent job by Probe. takes down quite a few foes there in the mix, and lots of DTs, lots of Templar used against Forbes, a wonderful PVT, that one in particular. And then we also had some really, really nicely executed PvZ builds as well coming out of Probe. So doing an excellent job for Ecko Esports. Thank you guys for tuning in. We've had a wonderful time casting this matchup
awesome
tonight.